do so much volume that it becomes statistically incorrect not to achieve your goals. That's the topic we want to talk about today. It's going to be very brief. But just think about it. Whenever we set a goal, we have a set outcome, like we have a set outcome that we want to achieve. You get what I mean? Then there's a relationship between the favorable outcomes we are trying to get and the input. So what that means is that your inputs are directly correlated to the amount of favorable outcomes you are trying to get. So I'm going to give you a very simple example. Take for instance this YouTube video. The ideal scenario or the ideal outcome would be that this video gets views, and higher than that or above that would be that my channel grows over time. But in order for my channel to grow, I need to put in videos. So there's a causal relationship between the input of videos and the growth of my channel. And the quality of my videos also matters. So there are other variables beyond just the input itself. The input also needs input to get the output. You get what I mean? But overall, what I'm trying to say is that if I increase one side of the equation, the other side will you know work well. So it's basically a fraction. In order to get more favorable outcomes, in order to generate more favorable opportunities, what you have to do is basically increase the inputs or increase the quality of inputs. And you can actually do both. You could increase the volume of input and the quality of input, but overall volume still speaks more, because it doesn't matter what how good your quality is. Like numbers just works, because after a large amount or large enough sample size, like you begin to generate enough favorable outcomes, like enough favorable opportunities, you begin to get kind of lucky or get lucky breaks, if you get what I mean, with just enough. So say for instance I'm trying to grow this channel. Let's say this year I post 1,000 videos. Now with 1,000 videos, of course the quality would be a determining factor to like that will affect the outcome. However, it still doesn't matter, because out of someone who posts 1,000 videos and someone who posts say 5 videos, I most likely will get more result than that person. I get what I mean. But quality matters a lot. Quality matters. But what nobody tells you is that your quality will also improve the more volume you do, the more input you have. You're just going to get feedback from the input you're having. So take for instance, if I post every single day, or post 2 to 5 videos every single day, I'm going to get better at speaking. I'm going to get better at delivery, and I'm always getting feedbacks on my videos. So I'm always going to try to improve, and it affects everything in from like relationship. Whatever has a causal relationship, whatever has a cause and effect, you can always try to increase one side of the equation, which is the input, and you can get more favorable outcomes. I'm not sure if you understand what I mean, but like that's the basic stuff in a nutshell. So the idea here is that you want to do so much volume that it becomes statistically incorrect. What that means is that, just imagine an equation. For instance, we have 1,000. Let's imagine a kind of like a seesaw. All right, a kind of seesaw where we have the fulcrum, at the middle, and we have two sides of the seesaw. Imagine I put 100 kgs there. What I'm expecting is, if I put 100 kgs of weight on one side, I expect an effect of equal magnitude, right? So long as like the fulcrum is balancing, I expect equal magnitude. I have zero leverage, right? And I put 100 kgs, I should expect an effect of, or a force equals to that amount, provided that there are no losses, right? Take for instance, I put in that 100 kg and nothing happens. It is technically incorrect, which means that that event or such events cannot exist, right? So it makes sense that if I put 100 kgs, I would get a force equals to that. Same thing with things in life. If you just put in enough effort, if you just put in enough volume, it gets like past a certain point, it becomes it's become like unreasonable, incorrect for things not to happen to you. You get more lucky breaks. You tend to achieve more of your goals. Say you are trying to acquire a skill, like you just need to practice more. Of course, the leverage there or the fulcrum here would be your quality of practice. So, the more leverage you have, the better your outcomes, or the more the magnitude of your outcomes. So, which means you just one thing is always constant. Your input really, really matters a lot. If you can just increase on that side and just do volume, I know people make this blanket statement like just do more, do more, do more. Like people don't understand how important it is, because you need to keep on generating. You need to keep on generating more attempts, and to do that, you just have to keep on putting the input and not really worry too much about the output, because past a certain distribution point, past like with enough numbers, you are going to hit your outcome, and that's just the idea. I hope I've said anything or two. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but if it does, like, good for you. And thank you for watching. Honestly, those are my thoughts. I'll see you in the next one.